right, we're on the road. My name is Chase. I live in Seattle, Washington, and for the past few weeks it has been non-stop raining. So I decided to head east into Snoqualmie, Washington. I'm going to spend 2 days car camping out in the snow. I'm going to snowboard, I'm going to hike, I'm going to cook some meals and just relax and get out of the rain. So while I'm making my drive out here, let me give you a quick rundown of everything that I packed. So back here in the drawers on the left side, I've got all of my clothes: socks, underwear, long underwear, t-shirts, base layers, puffer, hat, gloves. Under the hat and gloves there, I've got toilet paper, paper towels, knife set. I didn't bring a whole lot of clothes because I'm just going to be re-wearing a lot of stuff for 2 days. And then over on the right side, I've got all of my cooking supplies. I've got my pots, pans, stove, spices, snacks, oils, everything that I'll need to cook. Over on the right side of the car, I've got my water jug, toiletries, all my window screens, seat back organizer, water. Back passenger side, I've got my fridge with everything I'll be eating for the next 2 days. Everything is ready to eat. I just need to heat it up on the stove because when it's this cold outside, I really do not want to be cooking anything for very long. And then over on the driver's side is where I drive. And then back driver's side is all of the camera gear that I'll be needing for the entire trip. Up top, I've got all of my big gear. I've got my snowshoes, my snowboard, all of my snowboarding clothes, my snowboarding boots, hiking boots, backpacks, and then all of my standard safety stuff that I just keep in here all the time. My gasoline, oil, coolant, everything I need to jump my car, first aid kit, all of that is up here. That is everything I'm packing, so let's go snowboarding. 37 miles an hour, that's a new record for me. That was an awesome day. And I'm so hungry, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and get to my spot for the night before I cook dinner, just so I can get settled and maybe have some cover from the snow while I'm cooking. And I'll show you guys how I find a spot right now. So I use IOverlander to find car camping spots. I'm just gonna hop in here. This is where we are, Snoqualmie. So I actually already found a spot ahead of time. Sometimes I'll do that, sometimes I'll just find it day of or night of, but as you can see, there are spots all around us. The tent symbol is campsites, and then the tent with the moon is sort of like boondocking sites. And then you can filter and add or show whatever you want here. Like you can see there's a gas station. I think I'm gonna end up a little bit up the road. Yeah, there it is. So really what I looked out for is accessible during the winter, accessible for my car, because while I can do some off-roading, I can't do anything insane. And then found some pictures. It seems to be an open space with some pretty views, and it's not too far. So this is where I'm going to head. And 19 minutes away. Let's go. I do not want to be out in the cold cooking and prepping any longer than I have to, so I have some pre-prepared food that I'm just going to heat up on the stove, but it's still going to taste really good, so I'll show you what I got. So I've been meal prepping at home and eating decently healthy. This is some chicken crust pizza. The crust is completely made out of ground up chicken with Parmesan and spices, and then normal pizza on top. Lots of protein. And then I've got some sliced air fried sweet potatoes and some green beans underneath. So I'm just gonna heat all this up on the stove and chow down. So I've got a carbon steel pan that I really love and a stainless steel pan. Probably gonna use both just so everything's hot. Go. The biggest reason I like using carbon steel and stainless steel, especially out camping, is because I can use metal utensils on them. Because ideally, if I do things right, nothing's going to stick. But it's very nice and very convenient to just take this metal spatula and just scrape anything that I need to. garlic, salt, and these guys. I think we're about ready. All right, let's eat. It's about 8 o'clock now. I'm gonna start getting ready for bed. I usually just do my toiletries right here in the front seat, brush my teeth, take whatever medicine I gotta take, put my retainer in, and then I just crawl right back there. I am cozied up in bed now, so nice and toasty. Feel dry and warm for the first time all day today. I've got a little while though, probably before I get sleepy and want to actually head to sleep. So I think I'm going to read a little bit, maybe watch some TV. It's a little on the nose, but I'm reading Into the Wild right now. I've been reading recently, which has been really nice, and this is a book that is a classic, and I've never read it, so I'm going through it right now. Oh, and check out my bookmark. Genuine, straight from my elementary school's Scholastic Book Fair, 2009. If you're in high school right now, this bookmark is older than you. Don't even ask. Not for sale. Also, I think I'm gonna show you guys my sleep setup tomorrow morning when it's bright out, but it is 28 degrees out and I am toasty, so it's gonna be a good night. Good morning. It is 8 a.m. I slept amazing. I slept in. I thought I was gonna wake up earlier, but I was just so cozy. But I think I'm gonna get up, actually check out the view where I am for the first time, eat some breakfast. I'll show you guys my sleep setup too from the outside. I'm going on a hike today, so I'll probably just change some clothes a little bit and eat some food and head out. Let's check out where we spent the night. All right, this is how I set up my bed to stay nice and toasty in below freezing temps last night. So my first layer of added warmth is this faux fur blanket. I put it on top of my build, and it noticeably does make a difference when I do or don't have this. It just helps keep the heat underneath me from dissipating away. On top of that, I got the actual mattress I'm sleeping on. It's the Luno Air Foam Pro. It's filled with foam, very insulating. The R rating is just ridiculous for how small and compactable this guy is. And then on top of that, I have an electric blanket actually. I plug this into my battery, and while it does take up a significant amount of juice, when it's this cold out, I find it to be worth it. One, because it's really toasty and warm, and two, because my fridge that's also plugged into my battery is working ridiculously efficient because it's already so cold out. So I can spare some juice on my battery. I only ran this for maybe an hour or so as I was relaxing in bed, reading, and on my phone just to get me nice and toasty and get some warmth into this comforter here. But I really love having this with me. On top of that is my Luno comforter. This guy is just insanely cozy and warm. I mean, you could tell how cozy it looks in here. It's sleeping bag style, so you zip into it. It's on top and bottom. And after I turned my electric blanket off, I was just curled up in here all night, super warm. And then I have my memory foam pillow, which is also nice and insulating. On top of that, it was cold enough that this is what I wore to bed. I wore a fleece shirt and fleece jacket, and then long underwear and socks just to keep all my extremities nice and warm. And then besides bedding, I have all my window screens on in the back here. I have the silver side facing me to keep the heat in the car. And then I still cracked my two back windows just to keep the airflow, just to keep from condensating and have some fresh air in the car, really. So yeah, that's how I kept nice and cozy last night. For breakfast this morning, we are having yogurt with chia seeds, and some cinnamon apple granola, and a banana. Ooh, that smells good. So today, I am gonna go try and find a snow hike to do. Given the season and where I am in Washington right now, there's a lot of road closures and trails closed, but I'm gonna try and find something that's accessible, and that's what I'm gonna go do today. I'm just gonna put my crampons on up the road. Just strap these to my bag if I need them for the actual trail.
There's some REI gear straps that I have that just very much came in handy.
Snacks. These are my Ultras. Got them for Christmas, so I need to break them in. But these are my go-to, absolute favorite hiking boots.
All right, let's go.
Wow, look at that. I mean, come on. I could not have asked for a better day. Major hat hair moment, but I just got back from the hike and that was gorgeous. It was super easy, only 3 miles, but the views were amazing and I just love seeing all the snowy trees. And now I'm gonna eat half of a frozen pizza that I cooked yesterday and put in the fridge. I told you, my meals are simple. So I sort of got a late start to today and took my time on the hike, taking photos and videos. There's one. Yeah. And the sun sets in like 2 hours, so I think I'm just gonna hop on IOverlander and find another spot for tonight and head that direction and just set up camp, maybe read my book and hang out and just relax, and then head to bed when it gets later. So let's go. Alright, this is where I am ending up for the night. I'm down a Forest Service road right now in the gorgeous woods, nice tree cover. I do have a little fire circle right here that I will not be using, but nice little area. I'm gonna walk around and explore this area while it's still light out. There's a little creek. It's very pretty. Going through the woods here. This is just what I love most about car camping. It's just the freedom that it allows. You know, I don't have to think about campsites. I don't have to think about the elements or the temperature nearly as much as if I were in a tent for the night. I can travel with my tent. I can park wherever I can access for the most part. Yeah, I can just find a place out in the woods, in the snow, in the trees, and spend my night there. You know, I obviously packed quite a bit for the activities I was doing this weekend, but you know, for the most part, it's pretty basic supplies that you need. I packed very basic food. I didn't do any crazy recipes or a whole lot of cooking. It's just such a feeling of freedom that I really love and really brought me into car camping. You know, I could be at home on my phone right now, but I'm out enjoying what my state has to offer, and it's a really good feeling. All right, dinner this evening is going to still be quite simple, easy to do, so I don't have to spend too much time outside, but it's gonna be a little bit more comprehensive and a little bit yummier. So we have got some pre-cooked pulled chicken from Trader Joe's, and I've just got some barbecue sauce, I've got some sourdough bread, I'm gonna saute an onion and then some pickles, and we're gonna make a yummy barbecue sandwich. We're gonna keep these nice and low. We don't need them very hot. Bam, look at that. Look how easy that is. I'm actually gonna toast the bread first. I'll show you guys my fancy schmancy gadget to do that. I got this guy at Walmart, I believe, or Fred Meyer, and you just put it on the eye of the stove and put your pieces of bread here and it toasts them up. Got 2 small sandwiches and 2 big sandwiches. These getting nice and toasty. When you want a carbon steel and cast iron pan to be non-stick, you need to do the water test. So you dribble some water on it, and if it beads and bounces around, it's hot enough. If it just sticks and fizzles off, it is not. So we're just gonna let this get a little bit hotter. While we do that, I'm gonna dice up my onion. Life hack, you are allowed to waste that outer layer of the onion if it makes it easier to peel. Not gonna be very particular tonight about what shape these end up getting cut. It will taste the same on the sandwich. All right, let's test this water one more time. Getting close. I'm gonna put some oil in here now. Get that all around the pan. Get some salt and pepper in these guys. That smells so good. Oh yeah, look at that. This meal is a favorite of my girlfriend and I, so this is usually for 2 people. I don't know if I'm gonna eat all this. I'm gonna get that barbecue sauce in there. And there you go. When you do it right, which I don't always do, these pans are perfectly non-stick. Move these onions over to the chicken. All right, this is ready to plate. And then just because I love pickles, we're gonna add a few pickles. Completely optional for all you pickle haters out there. Car-made barbecue sandwiches for dinner tonight. God, that addition of the pickle is so good. It makes it taste like a Chick-fil-A sandwich. So good. Something cool about being out in the snow is it makes it that much easier to see tracks. Not that I'm any good at identifying them, but something's been around here. Maybe just like a raccoon. So I left my window screens all day on these back windows. The window screens on the inside, but I just put my bug nets up, cracked the windows for the night. I'm gonna open my trunk and put that window screen in. I'm gonna leave the front open. I have my privacy curtains that I'll put in, or that I'll close up in the front. And then I'm gonna crawl in the back and settle in. I just fell asleep at like 6:30 and it's 10 p.m. now because I woke up because I went to bed so early because it was already pitch black. So I might read a little and try and fall back asleep, but I am nice and comfy back here. I'm gonna be getting up early tomorrow morning to head home and conclude this adventure. Also tonight I have my fan on. It's a little less cold tonight, so I'm just blowing some air out this window here to get a little bit more of a cross breeze and some fresh air in here. I can afford to have the fan on because it's not as cold, so it won't be chilly. But a nice addition to any night in the car is a nice. Ooh. That was some snow falling on the car. It is 6:30 a.m. I just crawled in the front from back there. Turn that air down, it's loud. I ended up sleeping pretty good after I fell back asleep after waking up, but I think I'm just gonna brush my teeth and take all my window screens down and start heading home. I'm not gonna make any breakfast right now because it's only about an hour drive. I'm just gonna eat some snacks, but let's see. Nice and cold. Take this guy off so I can see out the back. Now I'm gonna go pee. One of the best upgrades I made on my car this year is just some cheap light bars in the front. Look at the difference. That's wild. Very much worth installing. All right, we're on the main highway heading home. Sad to be leaving the woods, but I do very much need to shower. But as always, thank you for watching. I hope you feel a little inspired to hop in the car and hit the road this winter, and I will catch you next time.